Right then, let's have a look at the reasoning problems. And it's all the fractions, decimal percentage, conversions and comparisons and things we've been doing in class. Okay, this problem's a bit like the opposite of the ones that we looked at together, where we had some squares that were shaded and what percentage is shaded. So we've got to shade 10% of the grid. So first of all, I'm going to convert. Well, first of all, I'm going to find out how many squares there are. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so my fraction that I will be shading is going to be out of 30. So if it's 10% of the grid, I need to know 10% of 30. Now you might recognise that straight away as 3, so it would be 3 out of 30. Okay, but to show you where that would come from, we could turn 10% into a decimal, 10% 0.1 as a fraction, draw the line on one decimal place, so we're working in tenths, and then 0.1, right my digit, 1/10, but we need it out of 30. So let's make an equivalent fraction. We've times it by 3. Times that by 3. 3 out of 30. Show you the opposite, just to prove that is 10%. 3/30ths, let's convert it to a decimal. Denominator on the outside, numerator on the inside. There we go. So how many 3's into... my goodness. 0. Remainder 3. How many 30's in 30? 1. And now I've got my decimal. If I times that by 100, I get my percentage. 10. 10%. So, 1, 2, 3. Any 3 will do. Let's have a look at this one now. So 10%, 200 children went on holiday, 10% went to Wales, 25% went to Scotland. So how many more children went to Scotland than to Wales? So I'm going to find out these percentages. So I need 10% of 200, and I need 25% of 200. You might know that 10% is the same as a tenth, which would make 20. Alternatively, you could rewrite that as a decimal. 0.1 or 0.10 times 200, you'd still get an answer of 20. 25% is equivalent to a quarter, and you probably remember that from year 5, so a quarter of 200 is 50. Or you could convert to a decimal, 0.25. Remember, of means times 200, you'd get an answer of 50. Okay, so that one was Scotland, and that one was Wales. So how many more children went to Scotland than went to Wales? So what's the difference? In other words, 50 subtract 20 to find the difference, 30. 30 more went to Scotland than went to Wales. Let's have a look here. Jack has £400. He spends 35% of his money on a new bike. How much does he spend on his bike? In other words, what's 35% of 400? 35% of 400. And I've shown you rewriting that as a decimal. Of means times 400. And now I can do a long multiplication to work out that answer. Ooh, sorry, sliding around. 400 times 35. Wiggly line, forgive me. Working 100. 5, well, anything times 0 is 0. 5 times 20, times 4 is 20. 0, 0, 3 times 4 is 12. Let's add those up. Okay, but remember, in my question, I've got 2 decimal places, so I need 2 decimal places in my answer. Look at that, £140. Lucky Jack. Right, now I'm going to take each of the cards that show more than a half. So I'd write a half as a fraction, and we know that is the same as 50%, and we know that is 0.5. So 6 eighths. Let's see if we can simplify it to a half, or what do we get when we simplify it? I could divide both of those by 2. Get 3/4. Well, 3/4 is more than a half. So there's 1. 37%, that's less than 50%, so not that. 70%, yeah, more than 50%. 0.34, that's less than 0.5. Remember, if I add that 0, it's like comparing 50 to 34, so no. 3/6 is the same as a half, so I can't tick it. It's not more than a half, so 3/6. Ah, there's another one that's more than a half. And 3/4 we've already proven is more than a half, so I'll tick that one as well.